It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this pleasant but brief function organized this morning as a curtain raiser as part of the centenary celebrations of one of the Mahan Kalakars of our living memories, one who redefined the process of cinema itself in this country, Padma Bhushan Raj Kapoor Sahib. It was on the 14th of December 1924 he was born in this earth, and this curtain raiser will lead us to the grand musical show on the 14th of December 2024, when the choicest of songs, those vintage classics, those golden memories that all formed part of Raj Kapoor's filmmaking, shall be on show on that day. From the haunting melody of a vocal recital to the sweet strains of veena, to the graceful movements of a Bharatanatyam dancer, to the joyful gathering of the students and parents of a neighborhood school, to the large meetings, general meetings of business conglomerates, Maha Adhiveshan of nationally acclaimed political parties, the choicest of international operas, live and on stage, the Sabha's auditorium has been a silent and a mute witness to all. Today it is more than an edifice. It's part of a living history, a monument of a cultural synthesis, one singular object that in its multifaceted dimension and secular nature epitomizes the city that it stands tall and proud in, and in a larger sense, the nation itself. The Shanmukhananda is a living tradition. Over the last 72 years, the Sabha has furthered the cause of Indian culture, tradition, with great sincerity and unremitting devotion, with emphasis on music. It has promoted music of all genres, be it classical, be it regional, be it folk, or even light music. It has given primacy both to the artists of the yore and of the current. At every stage in the ascendancy of the musical career of an young artist, it has handheld the artist, given them awards, titles, and recognitions as a means of motivating them to higher levels of achievements. Equally so, it has honored Mahavidwans and Mahavidushis with lifetime achievement awards, the highest award of this Sabha, to them to continue their journey with that equal energy with which they have done for most part of their lives. It has also celebrated the centenary of Mahavidwans, Mahavidushis, Ustadjis, Panditjis of the yore with great devotion, respect and reverence. It is in continuation of that tradition that the Sabha began celebrating the centenary of the Mahan Kalakar, the voice of eternal India, the dominant voice of the silver screen, the one and the only Mohammad Rafi Sahib. From December 2023 till December 2024, which is about to come, it has been one full year of singing the glory of Rafi Sahib, month after month, for 11 shows till now. We had the best of Mohammad Rafi on stage through the voice of mostly young artists, people who are following the Rafi Gharana and perpetuating the legacy and heritage of Rafi Sahib. The 12th show is live this evening, and the grand finale, the valedictory program, is on the 24th of December 2024. This year is indeed a very unique year, and more so the month of December. It had seen the birth 100 years ago of some of the greatest makers of modern India. Rafi, of course, is one whom we have made reference to his birth on 24th of December. The second is our Bade Pradhan, Swargiya Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. On the 25th of December, the entire nation will be celebrating the centenary of that great politician of our living memories post-independence. He was a poet par excellence. He quoted Kumar Vishwas, but the inspiration, the eternal source for writers and singers and composers of the 20th century is Atal Bihari Vajpayee. There is one chalak I will give of the greatness of this man. आहुति बाकी यज्ञ अधूरा अपनों को विघ्नों से घेरा अंतिम जय की व्रज बनाए नए ददी जी अड्डिया गिलाए आओ फिर से दिया जलाए आओ फिर से दिया जलाए. He wanted to usher in the second freedom for this nation after the first freedom came in 1947. So he wanted the lamp of hope to be lit for eternity, and it's our good fortune that successive governments are carrying on the legacy of Vajpayee and lighting the lamp of hope and removing the darkness from all of us. And in the same month of December, on the 14th of December, yet another Kalakar was born. A Kalakar who belonged to a different genre, but equally so was part of the evolving India post-independence. If singularly there is one person who had contributed to an industry called as Bollywood, and more importantly to film-making process in this country, it is Raj Kapoor Sahib. Film-making in today's parlance is skiffy, scientific fictions, more of noise and less of emotions. But he redefined film-making, the art and the process of film-making as to what goes into the making of a film which will mirror the actual reality on the earth, on the ground. That's film-making, and that Raj Kapoor was the pioneer who gave for 50 years of his life journey in film music. Raj Kapoor was, of course, the greatest showman of not just Bollywood, of the Indian film industry itself. Na bhuto na bhavishyati, nobody had come before, nobody will come later, who can come anywhere shade closer to this great showman. Every occasion he will exploit to showcase that he is the person, he is the fulcrum, he is the driver. But much more than that, he was an actor extraordinary and a pure actor in the romantic tradition, the like of which had never been seen before. If romance had seen a face in Indian cinema, it is Raj Kapoor and only Raj Kapoor. He made films for the masses. That was his job, that was his earning, bread and butter for him. He made that for their entertainment. But alongside, and more importantly, Raj Kapoor espoused all those social causes that were very dear to him. He integrated them into the common man as he made his movies. Raj Kapoor's movies, without exception, bring out the innate potentialities of an ordinary human being who is able to overcome both economic and environmental injustice without the slightest slur on his integrity, honor, and character. That is the greatness of the common man that Raj Kapoor portrayed on the screen over the 5 decades and more of his life journey. The greatest art of Raj Kapoor, because he was the man who said, filmmaking is not a science. The art and science of filmmaking has more dominance for art and less for science. And in the art of filmmaking, Raj Kapoor knew one thing which others knew but can never do. It is to enlist in his services men far better than himself. He had the best of music directors, the best of musicians, the choicest of female leads whom he used to discover and give to Bollywood. Actors, actresses, comedians, lyricists, directors, playwrights, the best of talent, all coming under one house called as RK. Under that banner, when all the talent comes together, the output can never be any different. In the year 1969, Raj Kapoor gave us Mera Naam Joker. It was a saga of trials and tribulations of this great actor, that he worked on this project for 6 long years. He pledged everything that he had. हवेली को तो पहले लगा दिया, हवेली के पश्चात घरों को लगा दिया मॉर्गेज पे, दागिने कृष्णा की लगा दी. There was nothing left over. But Raj was unrelenting. He never could accept anyone saying that he will make the movie of the decade, the movie of the century. When Mera Naam Joker was released, as he said at the beginning, it bombed. And I will tell you the reason. There are 2 things for that. I vividly remember because 1969 when it was released, I was a young boy. I had gone to Rupam Cinema to see Mera Naam Joker. I had purchased a ticket. The ticket was available even for the first week. When I came to the cinema theatre, there were people who came and said, बेटा ये 4 घंटे का मूवी है, 2 इंटरवल है, फंस जाएगा तू इधर, कुछ नहीं है इसके अंदर, दे तेरे टिकट, हम आपको पैसा दे देंगे. एंड पैसे के साथ दे गेव बटाटा वड़ा चाय फ्री. समझ न पाए ये क्या हो रहा है, मंजूर कर लिया क्योंकि बटाटा वड़ा और चाय मिल रहा था, और पैसे वापस आ रहा था क्योंकि 4 घंटे की बकवास हम देखना चाहते थे. पर घर आते आते आई स्टार्टेड वंडरिंग, ये कहाँ से आए जो मेरे टिकट खरीद ले और वो बाहर खड़े हैं, वो क्यों अंदर नहीं गए. Then it was understood that Raj had earned in his long political career, in his long filmy career, more detractors than friends. That coterie headed by GPCP decided to teach Raj a lesson of his life. And the victim was Mera Naam Joker. In the first week and the second week following, they ensured that whichever screen, we had only single screens those days, and whichever screen it was being released across the country, there were touts, there were agents of all these producers with bag full of money to keep the audience away from the film. The natural outcome was a few people who were again paid, were the critics and the people who reviewed in the newspapers, who said bakwas hai. I ventured to go the second week again. I said, देख क्या होगा कितने भी बकवास है तो देख लेंगे क्या होने वाला है. So this time again people came, but I was not dissipated. I said, I made up my mind, अंदर जाने वाला हूँ. लड़का था हूँ तो काम भी नहीं था कुछ, तो देख सकता हूँ 4 घंटे तो व्यर्थ भी कर सकता हूँ. And what I saw was a masterpiece which I thought was misunderstood. It was a master at work. It was a master creation, and I felt the problem was with the audience who had not understood the master. But it was not that. It was the detractors who put paid to his efforts. After the second week, when people started going into cinema theatres, they discovered for themselves the film of the century. When crowds started thronging in, but Raj by that time had been completely disheartened because huge monies were involved and there was no sight of recovery for him. But Raj always knew, if this is not accepted here, my detractors can do nothing in Russia, that unified Russian Federation then, not in China, parts of UAE and Bulgaria, where Raj was valuable and current. So the movies quickly got launched. Those days, it would take more than 1 year for a movie to either come to India from Hollywood or the other way around, our Bollywood going after 1-2 years to the countries where these are being seen. It became a hit. It substantially recovered monies for Raj Kapoor, if not in full. When I was told that this is the first movie with 2 intervals over a 4-hour period, I didn't realize that I was taken for a ride. People who had seen Sangam will tell you that it also had 2 intervals. But दबा दिया, संगम भी उनकी ही थी तो वो दब गया था, यादों की इससे उड़ गया था. So this is what they said. And for the first time ever in the history of filmmaking, Raj Kapoor brought a shorter version of Mera Naam Joker in the year 1980. And the one that came was a super hit. Whatever little he had not recovered on case to account, film to film, he more than made it up in the second version in 1980, which was the shorter one which came. But so disheartened was Raj Kapoor that he would not give up. He said, I shall extract my revenge. And that's why, as he correctly said, and that film said, Raj put all his writers, all his talented men around to discover a new theme which is contemporary, which is current, which is youth-centric, which will ring only with the youthful audience and not oldies who may or may not come to the cinema theatres, and brought Bobby. When Bobby came, it was craze. No other word to define the crowds that were surging in from colleges used to be closed for people to rush for Bobby. We had Bobby saloons, Bobby mess, Bobby tailor, Bobby stores. दुनिया भर के बॉबी 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 आ गए. बॉबी नाम से बच्चे आने लगे, बच्चों के नाम बॉबी बॉबी देने लगे. Raj had extracted his revenge through the same medium through which they attempted to hit him with the power of the purse that they had. It became a runaway success, and when he brought his son over there, that was not the first film for him. He had an experience before. But Raj had told his detractors that Raj Kapoor is Raj Kapoor. Raj Kapoor, as we said before, was born on the 24th of December 1924 in Kapoor Haveli. Kapoor Haveli belongs to the family in Peshawar, in today's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in Pakistan. He was the eldest of the 6 children of the famed actor Prithviraj Kapoor. And as the documentary said, his name was Ranbir Raj Kapoor. Probably he didn't like the long name that his father gave, and dare not tell his father that मैं इसे कट कर दूंगा. पर चलते चलते आगे बढ़ते बढ़ते रणबीर निकल गया और राज बच गया. Raj went to school, again like the documentary said, like his father he moved along the schools also. He came to Dehradun, came to Calcutta, and ultimately came to the Champion School in Bombay, by which time his father had realized that movie, money and acting is all in this Maya Nagari and not elsewhere. Of the 6, 2 passed away, as he said, and the 3 left over, Shammi, Shashi and Urmila Siol, they made that quartered of the wealth of Prithviraj Kapoor. This young lad had seen his father at work and at the Prithvi theatres, which had started by then by him. So fascinated he was by the process of film making. I think there is a current that seized this boy. At the age of 5, 6, he used to come to the places where the rehearsals were done, where the acting stages were set. And he was putting on to his father that he doesn't want to go to schools and he wants to act. So at the age of 10, Devaki Bose gave the first break to him in Inkulab. It was a very short role for Raj Kapoor as a young child. In the year 1946, Raj married Krishna Malhotra, and some other name was said there, it's Krishna Malhotra. But that brought in tons of good luck and good tidings for Raj Kapoor. In the year 1947, Neel Kamal was released, which gave him a stellar role, a meaty role, along with Madhubala. But still Raj the actor had not emerged. In 1948, much against the wishes of his father and that of the family, he decided to direct a film on himself. And that's how Aag came. उस समय उसने आग जला दी. It was a fairly decent success, and how made people sit up and believe that Raj is a lead actor material. In 1951, Avara came and a romantic hero was born. It was the first movie where three generations of the Kapoors acted. Vishwambar Nath, his grandfather, Prithviraj Kapoor and Raj Kapoor, all the three of them acted in Avara. Avara was a box office success. In the centenary year, Raj Kapoor, now National Film Development Corporation, has redone Avara in stunning, brilliant 4K. I have seen glimpses of it. And I believe it would be possible for us to negotiate with the NFDC and bring Avara Returns 4K into this auditorium as a tribute to Raj Sahib. As I told about Mera Naam Joker, I have said enough about the art and the process of filmmaking. What was outstanding about Raj Kapoor was that none of his children, as he correctly said, could directly get initiated into movie making along with him. But consciously he ensured that one after one were brought in to the films that he was part of. 1971, Kal Aaj Aur Kal was made. Raj was not keeping good health. So it was left to Randhir Kapoor, the eldest son, to direct that film. He said, "Beta tu ghus ja iske andar." And that was the first film of Randhir Kapoor. And his later day wife Babita was also getting featured for the first time. But Raj remained the producer of that film. And again, three generations, starting with Prithviraj Kapoor, Raj Kapoor, and Randhir Kapoor, were part of Kal Aaj Aur Kal. That was the last of the movies for which Shankar Jaikishan had given there this thing. And as the documentary correctly said, Shailendra too had departed from the scene. So Raj reinvented movie making with a new set of people. But there can be no denying that the first masters, the talent which was part of Raj Kapoor's team, whether it is K. Abbas, the director, the screenwriter, or Shankar Jaikishan, who gave marvelous music for him, or the voice on the silver screen of Raj Kapoor, Mukesh and Manna Dey, the evergreen heroine Nargis, with whom he had acted in 16 odd films, countless number of young heroines who would have never ever dreamt of coming to Bollywood but for Raj Kapoor. The list is endless. Ram Teri Ganga Maili tak it goes. Mandakini came last. सब आ गए, पर सबसे आ गई थी हमारी वैजयंती माला. संगम से आ गई. She is still alive. Of those, she is now 92 and a dancer of outstanding merit. And to this Sabha, since it is Bharatanatyam, she is very dear to us. But she too was part of the process of being introduced by Raj Kapoor to the film industry. As we celebrate the centenary of Raj Kapoor, of course today we made a beginning with उस पुतले की अनावरण की हमने. वो पुतला नहीं है, मट्टी नहीं है, एक कलाकार की आत्मा उस पर बसी है. You don't see him to say, नहीं ये बाल थोड़ा बराबर नहीं है, गर्दन थोड़ा झुक गया है, या चेहरा और भी मुस्कुरान चाहिए. नहीं, नज़र लगाइए आत्मा की ओर, एक पूरे फिल्म वर्ल्ड आपको दिखेगी. And that is the purpose of putting up a statue. You might all ask, एक मास का कार्यक्रम है. It is not Mohammed Rafi that it goes on for 12 full months. फिर भी एक मास के लिए क्यों? But countless number of people who come into this auditorium, a minimum of 600,000, 6 lakh people come here every year. The footfalls are so high as this. Who knows? One might be inspired by the statue and Raj Kapoor will be born again. So it is the eternal hope that you will get the likes of Raj Kapoor that we indulge in all these things. They mean money for the Sabha, but they mean purpose for the society at large. A message that will help humanity to grow. And that is the very purpose of institutions like ours. Honors and accolades sat very lightly on Raj's shoulders. Nothing was put over here. There were plenty of awards that he had got. The far off countries have honored him. Men and women of might and power were his friends. Boris Yeltsin, the president of Russian Federation, was his first known friend, who when he came to India first asked for him. ये हिंदुस्तान के ही है ना, वो कहाँ है? So that type of equations he had built and network that he had created the world over. And in the process of making films, he not only entertained people of this land of ours, he went far beyond. People who had nothing to do with the flavor of the culture of this land, too were inspired by the movie making of Raj Kapoor. That in Russia he became a rage. That in China, both are communist nations, I don't know how they have love for things, because they are supposed to be detached. But they got attached to Raj Kapoor and his movies. And of course, closer home in Middle East. Middle East, so hum hi base hai na. So this is how Raj Kapoor became the unique ambassador of Indian filmmaking process given unto the world. Statues and busts, portraits are all meant for little small young fellows who are ever in dread of abortion, of counterfeit celebrity status. They never perish who live in the hearts of people. Even as they move away from the physical plane, they become deathless institutions from ordinary mortals. They become the war from the woof, the thoughts and the aspirations of the succeeding generations. They carve for themselves a niche in the rocky temple of reverential gratitude. To that class, to that caliber of people belongs Raj Kapoor. As I come to the end of my address this morning, I can speak on him for a full day. As I come to the end of my address this morning, may the memories of Raj Kapoor cherish for long times to come. May the message of humanity that he gave through the common man of his movies and those lilting music, those great voices of Manade and Mukesh continue to ring in us and foster patriotism all round. May enable us to make us different from what we originally are and make our lives purposeful, and may the medium of cinema be used like Raj Kapoor by countrymen who follow him to make this country better. Thank you and God bless.